It's Tuesday.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Dr. Tokwe Marco Dige. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So, somebody gave my husband feedback. I didn't greet while exercising. And I was wondering, like...
The same person you told me this one.
No.
Another person.
That was why I had to, because I had to observe that one. But like, when I exercise in the morning, it's my time of prayer. Block my ear, and I pray. I am praying. I did not see anybody. I don't face anybody. My intention is to pray. So if by chance I did not see you, meanwhile, I can't even see very far usually. So if by chance I did not greet you, it's not personal. It's just happenstance that at that point in time, it is fellowship. I am fellowshipping. It also reminds me to push my exercise time earlier in the day. When it is very dark, nobody sees you, don't see anybody on your own. But when you start exercising around like... Today I went out past 6, so that's why I saw plenty people. But if I had done my 5:30, nobody will see me. I will not see anybody. But I'm very grateful to God. Haven't gotten over ALC. I'm still watching each episode over and over again, and challenging myself to a higher level of leadership and a more compassionate self, because human beings, we can be very selfish if we don't remind ourselves to think about the other person that we're relating with. So that's my latest challenge, that be more compassionate, think about the other person, wear the other person's shoe, and try to look at it from the other person's perspective. Yeah.
Fantastic. Ramatu, how are you?
It was a beautiful weekend, you know.
Is this your first time on the show this week?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a beautiful weekend, and, you know, as usual, last Friday I said we were going to eat. I was going to eat my sire and watch my movie and all. I had a wonderful time. And then Monday, Tuesday, of course, production, you know. We are getting ready for the Christmas.
Oh, that's true.
So we want to
all the
combo.
orders.
We are doing combination. We are doing one massive combo, rice and oil for people who want to gift their employees and all. So that's what we're doing. We've been very busy.
Nice.
How are you doing? Amaka Fresh.
The freshest.
Yesterday.
Yes, it's only yesterday. So, yeah. It's so funny how, like, I have insomnia. Most times I can't sleep. But yesterday, the way I crashed there, even if the world ended yesterday, I wouldn't have known. I was super tired. Yeah. You know, like I was saying, like, I was even driving. I had to, like, pack and, you know, get back my composure. Yeah, but then the good news is at Yanga Lagos, we now have new collections for Christmas. We have great things for Christmas, like everything you can think of to be shakara to do your Yanga. So please come through. You know,
nice.
yes.
So I'm coming to your store.
I trust you. How are you, darling?
I'm fine.
I know what you're
well.
wearing. You should get one of these for me.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
I mean, I've worn it a few times on the show.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it fits you so
Yes,
well.
nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful
So, I
idea.
mean, there's nothing major happening. Just thankful to God. You know, the kids are, you know, we're trying to prepare. I think the assessment is in another week. So we started practicing, reading and studying. Yeah. Lots of teenage kids, drama, but it's okay. We'll survive. We're grateful to God for everything.
They are in a competition to get as tall as me every day. Like, I'm
Your son.
as in, they are measuring.
My kids to do that.
Literally, I know that by January, my twins will be my height. Like, Daniel is
Really?
almost
I still
my height.
saw them the other day. They were not that tall.
Stand beside, and as in, like, it's like, mommy, see, it's just a little.
Actually, I was on the car. You know, they came into my car. I dropped them off. So I didn't stand up with them. So maybe that's why.
I'm like, calm down. You're not even 13 yet. Just calm down.
My kids to do that a lot. They just come. Mommy,
match.
almost your height.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Start with the nation. Democracy, best option, Tinubu declares as Okpebholo steps in. 28 million Nigerians have no access to banking, says CBN. Archbishop of Canterbury will be quits. Nigeria-Saudi gets deals in energy and agri sectors. EFCC arrests Wabote over alleged $35 million fraud, $35 million fraud, actually. Government to pay 66 billion naira to federal pensioners next month. And 40% of 2024 NECO candidates may not get admission. Okay, story.
Our pensioners decided to take out their frustration. So the retirees, frustrated by what they see as lack of action, blocked the ministry's main entrance. They were insisting that the minister must speak with them. And the minister has said that it would be releasing 88 billion budgeted for pension arrears in 2024, and 22 billion has already been paid, and that the balance will be disbursed before the end of the year. He said that the payment will commence this week, and he attributed the backlog in pension payments to issues within the older pension system. He assured them that the federal government is committed to resolving the delay, and that the committee under the head of service, which has met with the Minister of Budget and himself, plan to deal with the backlog in the shortest time possible, that they are working out a viable solution to ensure financial markets to take care of the huge backlog on the contributory pension scheme. So pensioners can calm down, but I just feel really bad that we make pensioners that have served Nigeria suffer, which is why those currently serving will be thinking, I must sort myself, yes, so I don't join this queue when I retire. We can do much better with how we deal and honor our pensioners.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Saudi Arabia. So our president was in Saudi Arabia, where he and the Crown Prince, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, have signed and agreed, actually, not signed, have agreed to explore ways to bolster Nigeria's economy through energy, agriculture, and infrastructure. They also considered establishing a Nigeria-Saudi business council to drive bilateral ties within both countries. So these two leaders are talking and to see how they can actually strengthen our ties. So Bayo Onanuga, the president's spokesperson on information and strategy, said that the Crown Prince's support for Nigeria's ongoing economic reforms is quite vital. One of the focus of the talks was that the Saudi Agricultural and Livestock Investment Company, which acquires a 35.4% stake in Nigeria's agriculture giant Olam by investing $1.24 billion in 2022.
So Olam is going to blow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Very good. The further investments from SALIC are under consideration to make Olam one of the world's largest agro-allied enterprises. So quite a few prospects. I'm really happy about that, because sometimes when our president travel, we think, oh, they're wasting this. But so if we look at the intangible costs or privilege and benefits to the country, something we can weigh and is worth discussing.
Okay, so I have the story of the governor of CBN saying that 28 million Nigerians don't have access to banking, mostly in the rural areas, he said. And they said the Apex Bank deputy governor, that is Mr. Philip, said they have been working tirelessly to reduce the financial exclusion rates from that region. And he also said that that it dropped from 46.3% to 26%. But however, even at that, some still don't have access to the product. And also, he said certain challenges persist. So he said that they are trying to make sure that there is financial inclusion, and because he said the financial inclusion is so important that it has the potential to unlock significant economic growth, particularly through the empowerment of small and medium-sized enterprises, women and other vulnerable segments of the population. That is, if the rural areas are able to get access to these banking platforms, they'll be able to collect loans, and collecting loans, of course, they'll have more money. He said Nigeria has what it takes to deepen financial inclusion and support the growth of business and the economy. Okay. Let's see how that goes.
So the Executive Secretary of National Senior Secondary Education Commission, Dr. Iela Ajayi, has said 40% of this year's National Examination Council candidates may not proceed to tertiary institutions for not having credits in mathematics and English language. He said this in Cross River State yesterday while having a 5-day capacity building building workshop for selected English language and mathematics teachers in the South. Yes, so he also said that it is one thing for you to have a beautiful curriculum, state-of-the-art facilities and infrastructure without trained teachers. who are the curriculum implementers, that this cannot develop the nation's educational system. He also said that the teachers are the backbone of any educational system. So if you neglect their training, you neglect the children. So they're using this 5 days to actually do an in-depth and quick training for the teachers. And also, hopefully, moving forward, there'll be continuous training so that we can also help improve the educational sector.
Right. Moving on to The Punch, the Tima leads APC mega rally as Governor Ajayi camps alleged rigging plot. That's concerning the Ondo elections coming up on Friday. FG Services foreign debt with $3.5 billion. Child abuse scandal. Archbishop of Canterbury resigns. Minister unveils 240 kilowatt solar park donated by Azura Power at UNN. Ondo prophetess arrested over mother-child's death in church. Grid collapse, EFCC probes in electricity contracts. Tax panel proposes relief of loss-making firms. And Okpebolo takes over in Edo Oshomole's son, mixed cabinet. Who read anything about the Governor Okpebolo? Well, the only thing I was interested in that story to know who was the wife that accompanied, who was the wife. Unfortunately, there was no wife. It was just 2 daughters that showed up. So that's a lot to consider. But that's
the 2 daughters would they occupy the first lady's office.
Offices.
No, we don't know.
Maybe. Yes.
I don't know.
Just maybe.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay.
So I have the story of EFCC and the fact that they've arrested Wabote over the alleged $35 million fraud. According to the EFCC's report, they said they arrested the former executive secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, which is supposed to help improve Nigerians' involvement in some of this oil and gas industry. So Timba Kiseye Wabote is allegedly involved in a $35 million brass project fund. He through his position as the executive secretary of that agency, NCDMB, supported the project. This project is called, it's part of the Energy Infrastructure Park, which is financed by the NCDMB in Opuama community in Brass, local government of Bayelsa State. The fund was released. Nothing has been done with that fund. They said that there are about 17 other projects that were funded by NCDMB, but no physical infrastructure to support the millions of dollars that was put into it. This is part of the reasons that we probably hear money is being spent and we're not seeing the results. Particularly a 2,000 barrel per day refinery, jetty, gas plants, power plants, data center, tank farm in the Brass community of Bayelsa. It's supposed to be like a really massive project. $35 million was contributed as far back as 2020, but there is no project on ground. So the CEO of that company, Dr. Akintoye Akindele, has been arrested by EFCC, and in conjunction with that arrest and investigation, they now arrested the executive secretary.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
By 20 or 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose
Ejeki, close the show, G for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Materials, and that's why there's frequent equipment failures and outages, and then the grid lastly collapse.
Mariah will say, we the people.
Yeah. So they also discovered that capital projects implementation for the last 20 years, that almost 20% of it has not been completed, but that they are going to try and see how they can get it completed up to at least 50%. So he said if we can tackle that effectively, we will make progress as a nation. So we are doing everything to see how we can achieve that with your support.
Okay, so let me talk about the local government autonomy issues. Remember, the Supreme Court had given us the judgment that local governments should be autonomous and be receiving their allocations directly from the federal government. However, there's been a lot of back and forth between the states and the governors still insisting that they have to be the ones to take the money and then give to the local government. However, the federal government had set up a committee who has been the one to mediate between the local government, the federal government, and even the state. And finally, they have been able to sign a document. So the committee's primary goal was to ensure that local governments are granted full autonomy, allowing them to function effectively without interference from the state governors. So speaking yesterday, I think one of the spokesperson, Ambali, he said that the The committee has held its final meeting and they've signed a technical document that will be transferred to the president for ratification or for him to see. Hopefully we get it by end of the month. And so that they can tell that the president is very eager to receive the document as an agreement where they said, okay, we're indeed going to have local governments have that autonomy, and hopefully, because we all know it's going to be good for our democracy, but we also understand the arguments against it. You know, there are different views upon that point, but the Supreme Court has spoken, and that's the highest law of the land. Moving on quickly now to Daily Sun. Anglican Church revolts over same-sex marriage. IMF World Bank determined to destroy Nigeria's public varsity system, says ASU. Saudi Arabian Prince hails Tinubu's economic reforms. FG announces 24-hour surveillance of airports. An editor urged government to ease impact of fuel subsidy removal, forex volatility. Okay,
so I have the major headlines. The Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion has dissociated itself from the recent decision of the Church of England to approve same-sex marriage for the people. The primate of Anglican Church, Most Reverend Henry Ndokuba, stated the position of the Church of Nigeria at the opening ceremony of the 2024 Divine Commonwealth Conference in Abuja yesterday. He said on the issue of same-sex marriage, he said the Church of England has derailed in faith. They have not only voted to approve same-sex marriage, but the liturgy for the celebration of such rebellion against God. On the issue of the Archbishop of Canterbury and the head of Global Anglican Church, who has resigned, Justin Welby, resigned on Tuesday following a review that revealed senior church members covered up the widespread abuse of over 100 boys and young men. That's crazy. Yeah, the abuser was a British lawyer, John Smith, who led Christian summer camps in the United Kingdom and other countries during the 1970s and 80s. Apparently, the parents of these boys brought this to the notice of the church. The church did absolutely nothing about it. They didn't do a proper investigation and stuff. So they looked at it as a cover-up. But then, and this was brought to their attention in 2013. And that's a long time, and nothing was done. And this was the same year the Archbishop came into the position. So he's apologized, he has stepped down and he has apologized that maybe he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He didn't do enough. And so he needs to calm down, that he has been trying to implement changes within the church, but it hasn't happened. So now they're separating from, they said that even though they are separating themselves from the Church of England because of same-sex marriage, but they still maintain a cordial relationship. Yeah. And unfortunately, the perpetrator has died. He died in 2018 in South Africa and was never brought, no legal proceedings or anything was ever brought against him, unfortunately.
Really sad. Any other story, son?
Yes, so I have the NLC threatening strike to start on December 1st. They said there is a growing tension among states that are yet to implement the 70,000 naira new minimum wage. So NLC is now telling workers in such states that they should commence the indefinite strike on the 1st. They said 12 of the 36 state governments were implementing the new minimum wage, while some states have not yet done. But the states who have been collecting are Edo, Anambra, Adamawa, Ogun, Delta, Ebonyi, Abia, Kebbi, Kogi, etc. There are so many of them there. And they say while other states who have announced that they're going to start paying have not started paying, but though they said they're going to start this November. Lagos is part of them, Ondo, Bayelsa, Kano, Niger, and Kaduna, you know, is long. And then they said some states, they are not even saying anything about it. My state of origin is there, Katsina, Zamfara, Bauchi, Benue, that they have not yet said anything.
The former president's state, Katsina.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And then they also said that some states just added 42,000 on the already existing salary that they already have. Yeah. So they are not giving them the 70,000. So if you are collecting 10,000 plus 42,000, that's what the state governor is doing. So, and they have been saying that they should implement this thing. This government, you guys should try and implement.
You have the surveillance story?
No, I have the IMF and ASU being accused by ASU. So the ASU had an award ceremony. They called it the ASU Heroes Day celebration. It took place in Abuja yesterday. Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke was talking about the fact that there are many people who have sacrificed a lot for the soul of the public university in Nigeria. And they've accused the IMF and the World Bank that these institutions are determined to destroy and bury the public university system in Nigeria. They lamented that there's been a struggle. The fight they've been fighting since, what the protest has been about, all the strike, has been that an agreement made in 2009 hasn't been implemented till date. And that agreement in 2009, they said they want to renegotiate. They haven't really made a firm renegotiation, and the implementation hasn't been carried out. And they gave award to a few people who have actively fought for ASU, fought for the public university system, and they are asking the government that the telling government will not give up, that the Nigerian public university system is going to work, and that they would continue to speak up concerning it, that the struggle is for a better university system and working environment for its members. So they awarded 14 members recognition for their support in the struggle, while still holding the government accountable for their asking for their salary, that they have not gotten the arrears, and that they're still waiting for it to be implemented. But generally, it's such a sad thing that our public universities have gone from being a pinnacle of where you can get education to where only those who cannot afford any other option goes to those places. Really bad.
Okay, so I really like the story concerning the 24-hour surveillance. I'm not sure who has that story. But you have the story. Okay, let's move on quickly to Vanguard. Minimum wage states in panic mode over NLC's December 1st strike notice. World Bank IMF determined to destroy our varsity system, says ASU. Abuse and scandal, Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby quits. Editors call for government intervention to save the media. Richard, who has a story in Vanguard? Let me take the... You want to take the surveillance? Do you have it, or should I?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, let me take that story. So, the Minister of Interior, Olubimi Tunji Ojo, was speaking yesterday, said that they have implemented a 24-hour surveillance of all the local and international airports in the country. He said just yesterday, on Monday, actually, it was implemented. They did an induction of the surveillance about 2 weeks ago and have started surveillance at the immigration headquarters in Abuja, from where all the international airports across the nation are being monitored. They've also integrated their land and sea borders into a regular immigration control center. Now, what that means is that there's an advanced passenger information. What that means is that the system that gives information about the passenger before they enter Nigeria. So he said, according to this report, KLM has already started this process with them. They're hoping other airlines begin that process where you have an advanced information about the passengers. So he said that they're no longer, that right now, things are going to be changing in the airports and also in the immigration. So I'm really hoping for the best. I mean, he was yesterday speaking on a TV station where he was expressing all the plans he has actually put in place to secure our borders, both sea, land borders across the nation. Okay, moving on to Tribune, our final paper for this morning. Manufacturers groan as Naira flow deepens Forex crisis. Archbishop, we talked about that already. Let's find a story we've not taken. Economic reform program, Nigeria pursues $5 billion trade facility from Saudi. NCAA blows hot on cross-crew operations. Despite improvements of only 43% of women give birth in health facilities, says Nigeria. And Edo Governor Okpebolo appoints SSG, AG other hours after inauguration. Oshiomholo's son to get health commissioner's position.
Interesting. But I have the story about the healthcare sector. The special advisor to the president on health, Dr. Salma Ibrahim Hanaz, has said that despite all the investment they've made into the health sector, only 43% of women deliver in a health facility. He said 46% of them deliver, only 46% of pregnant women are delivered by skilled healthcare providers. Said 52%, only 52% get to attend antenatal, compared to 95%, which is the average of what World Bank is expecting. That, I mean, not World Bank, World Health Organization is expecting that at least 95% should be attending antenatal, because that's what reduces mortality. He added that 63% of pregnant women that receive antenatal care are from skilled providers within 2023 didn't achieve, they didn't end up giving birth within a healthcare facility. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, according to her, to engage more people that are pregnant women to seek healthcare from skilled workers across the country, because that's what led to the woman that died. If we have more information and make it affordable, they don't have to think about the cost. They would go to the hospitals for treatment.
Okay, that's all we can take on our front page review this morning. When we come back, we want our special features. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose
Exactly, close the show. You for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No,
Sex can never be overrated.
it is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam! Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned to TVC Entertainment with Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose
Exactly, close the show. Give for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though again.
Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to our special feature. And we're going to be talking about Omni Group, which is a company that allows business owners or business-minded entrepreneurs to organize the distribution of their products. And joining us on the show right now is a business builder, Omni Hub manager Adewale Adisa, who is a franchise network created by Omni Retail Group to allow entrepreneurs and business-minded people to distribute all their goods and services. Welcome to the show, Mr. Adisa.
I'm happy to be here.
So, Omni Hub is a subsidiary somewhat of Omni Retail Group.
Yes, it is.
Right. Tell us a bit about the hub and what it does for entrepreneurs.
Okay, fantastic. I will have to say a little bit about Omni Retail, so you have an understanding. So, I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Omni Retail, and basically what we are, to put it simply, is we're a B2B e-commerce platform that on a monthly basis, over 160,000 retailers, small retailers across the country, place orders and buy from us. Now, for that to happen, that's why we have Omni Hubs, because we need to have those products that the retailers buy, the fast-moving consumer goods, the drinks, everything. We need to have it as close as possible to as many retailers as possible. So to make that happen, we have a franchise opportunity called Omni Hubs. So an Omni Hub is basically an opportunity for entrepreneurs to become distributors. And so it's where they can keep products close to retailers, and they can do the order management and also do last mile delivery of those products to the retailer. That's what the Omni Hub is about.
That's really sounds fascinating. So how does the program benefit both Omni Hub and the franchise owner?
Multiple ways. Number one is the fact that, for the franchise partner, what they get is they plug into a business where there's revenue assurance, in the sense that it's a business where they know from day one there's a demand. I've run a lot of businesses. I have chopped a lot of cane. What this does is it allows people who want to be entrepreneurs be able to start a business where from day one they are sure they're going to make some money. Sure. We have partners who are making up to 2 million naira a month off that. What it does for us is the fact that, the closer we are to the retailers, the last mile, our customers, the quicker we can deliver to them. So for instance, retailers in where TVC is located, I have partners in close by, in K2 Kosi, from where deliveries are made to them. So that's how it benefits us and benefits our customers, but also benefits the franchise partner.
Yeah, so this is so interesting, and it sounds like Amazon to me, like the services that Amazon
provides.
Right? So I'll ask, what kind of services, what kind of support does Omni Hub has of people who have franchise with the business?
Okay, fantastic. So a couple of things. So first of all is from the day, let's assume that I have a 200, 300 square meter piece of place that I'm not using or I have access to. So from day one, once you become a partner, you give some sort of collateral just for us to be sure that you are in it for the long term. And then we immediately are able to give you a facility where maybe you can take up to 50 million, 100 million in goods in the location where you have. We teach you how to manage those goods. We give you training on how to ensure that you handle the goods properly. We give you new software to manage your business. And then most importantly is we have retailers around that location who already buy from us. So from day one, from the very next day, you begin to get orders from those retailers. And then you earn as that happens. So it's a good way for people who want to get into fast-moving consumer goods space to get into it and make money.
So what it means is that we cannot go out and source for the customers ourselves.
Yeah,
you already have
you can. I mean, entrepreneurs, money is never enough, you know. But you can. But we also have enough customers, you know. And the beautiful thing is because in the area where the Omni Hub is located, we do a lot of surveys around the retailers to know what really sells. Yeah. And then we are able to buy directly from the manufacturers. So you wouldn't be able to go directly to the manufacturers, but we can. And yeah, that's what.
So you already sort of mentioned what what's most compelling about this offer, which is that people can get into selling fast-moving goods, but without having to worry their head about the startup process. But who are you? Who is eligible to become a partner with you and get the Omni Hub franchise
opportunity? So we're looking for entrepreneurs and people who are entrepreneurial-minded. We're looking for someone who's, because it's fast-moving consumer goods, you know, you're going to keep things like, I don't know, soap, tea, and things like that in it. It needs focus. Otherwise, you know, it's easy for things to go wrong in the sense that, you know, damages or whatever. So we need an entrepreneur who will be there, number one. We need someone who has a space where trucks can come, because that's how those goods get to the locations. Not large trucks, but at least 5-tonner trucks.
So I always like to break things down, because when I'm confused, I always assume that some of my viewers are maybe also confused. And when there's a lot of conversation, you have to break it down.
Okay.
So, for example, I am a retailer. I make soap.
Yes.
Right. I come to you. I need customers.
Yes.
You tell me you have multiple hubs across the country, or maybe Lagos. I'm not sure if Lagos or national.
Across the country.
Across the country. So you're saying I can bring my soap to you. You help me to distribute. Or are you saying that if I'm just an entrepreneur, I'm looking for business, I say, you know, I'll come to your hub. I will get products from you to sell to people. So which is it, so that people break it down?
So it's more of the second one.
We
do the first one in Omni Retail, but the Omni Hub is really more of the second one.
Okay.
So the second is that, like, we already know what sells in Magodo.
So if I have 4 wives and one is complaining that, you don't have business for me, I'm tired of just staying in the house. Okay, I'll come and meet Omni Hub. Omni Hub, please, I have this wife, she needs... I have this wife, she needs business, she's disturbing me. I don't know where to stop, I don't want supermarkets, just help me go and sort her out.
Exactly.
She comes to you, then you give her, you tell her, can you give us a place?
Yes.
Which is going to become an Omni Hub.
Yes.
And these are the products we're going to bring to you.
Yes.
Make sure our trucks can come in to produce.
Exactly.
Now, how does she make sure that customers come and pick up from you? You bring the customers to her?
Exactly. So we bring the customers. So retailers are around. Those retailers go onto what we call the OmniBiz app, which is our app, just like Jumia or Amazon, and they place orders. So they place orders for 10 cartons of X, 10 cartons of Y, and then...
so like a placeholder for them.
Exactly. And then the vans come and pick up from them and go and do deliveries to those customers.
Just for clarity.
But they're also able to, if they find people in the neighborhood who want to, retailers who want to buy from them,
they can also sell
to them.
Fantastic.
So what they're doing is they're making a percentage of every sale.
Exactly.
Does it have to be like because what we know with other franchise, other brands, they have specifications of the store must be facing a main road, you must be within this area. What is the baseline criteria for this? Does it have to be like a open store, arranged in a particular way with all those things?
The partner price for it comes with it. Preference would be somewhere that is, open space.
Okay.
Preference would be something on the main road. But again, it doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, the truth about the matter is we are picking up from there and delivering to retailers. Most importantly, is that like the space for trucks to come in to drop off, the space for vans to come and pick up is not somewhere where we will be disrupting traffic.
Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay, so who sets the price?
Who sets the price?
Yes,
No. So the price is set by us because you understand that, like most, when selling to retailers, manufacturers have a set price. You know, and if you increase the price, retailers will not buy from you. So we have a lot of data around, you know, what's the best price and all of that, and we show that to the retailer.
I have to let you go, but there's a question that's in my head that if, in case I live in Ketu and you already have a hub in Ketu,
yes,
and I still, do you restrict the amount of hubs in a certain neighborhood?
We have multiple hubs in multiple neighborhoods, because sometimes some hubs are just very segment specific. Okay. So for instance, there might be a hub that only does beverages, in the sense Coke, Fanta and all that, while another might do only commodities, which is sugar, salt, flour, because of the differences in how you. So yes, you can do multiple.
You're empowering people. Hold on. Okay.
Yes, we are. We are.
That's all we can take.
Thank you very much.
Is there a number they can reach you since this is your segment? Phone number they can reach you, just OmniHub online?
I mean, you can reach us, we have a website, which is omnihub.africa. And then I just...
Yeah, can see the number on the screen already. So
yes, there's a number on the screen, so they can reach us on that number.
Take a picture of the number.
Okay. All right, that's all we can take on this segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Everyone, no put your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange this house to give una small wisdom. Una think say una sabi. Shout my tea fresh now, but you know I beg no be so. Before una go talk, say I was
cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better used of sports?
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. I choose to close the show. Ladies
and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every...
Thanks for staying with us. So there's been a video that's been circulating where a particular secondary school student was actually spraying money on someone that looked like his girlfriend, and other classmates were cheering him on. Also in that class, we're seeing champagne being opened, being tossed around, and there's been a lot of conversation around how is social media affecting young people, peer pressure, which has always been there, or is it gross responsibility of the parents, or is it that lackadaisical attitude of our teachers not helping to groom these children properly? What is wrong with our society today, where young people, especially teenagers, have no restraint anymore? You know, I mean, when we're younger, we had those hormones, we had those desires. You want to test something, you see your uncle smoking, and you're thinking you're going to also try to get a cigarette. You try it once and you just drop it because you know that this is a no-no. You know, but this time around, young people get into vices and they just stick with it. And there's so much peer pressure to stay on because it's cool. And it's being reinforced by media, by their artists, by their stars and celebrities. What are your thoughts on this? How can we begin to retrace our steps, especially as regards young people? Please call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on Twitter, on X, and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your tweets. Now, the truth is that I don't like referencing these videos because sometimes you don't know how old they are, but no matter how old this video could have been, the reality that it seemed to have happened, where a young person is spraying money carelessly, you know, as we do. I wouldn't say carelessly because we do it at parties, but it's carelessly for a child. And when a child like that confronts his teacher that can pay your salary, what are you talking about in that situation? Because teachers are often not well paid. So what are we doing wrong? And I don't like to also reiterate the bad, but what can we do better so that these things can begin to change in our society?
First of all, from the video we saw, it's a situation where the boy it was his girlfriend's birthday, and these are really, really young kids. And he's praying his girlfriend bundle of money, and his friends, as a bado that he is, joined him to be spraying. And I'm wondering, first of all, where did they get the means, that money? How did they have access to the money first? And then secondly, that's a distraction first for the kids. And then social media. Kids being on social media, you know, we've been going on and on about these things. Influence, what they see, what they are influenced by. Because I don't understand why you feel that at that age, you're doing boyfriend, girlfriend, be distracted at school, then you now feel like that if you want to give a gift to a woman, that you have to make a show out of it and be spraying money and be, you know, sometimes I really wonder, where are the parents? What's going on? Do you understand? Where are the teachers when this was happening?
When we were young, we used to do mommy and daddy now. So we've done these things where boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm the mommy, you're the daddy, we play behind, and lots of misbehaviors. But it just didn't come at this level, you know.
So as a society, aggregating, you aggregate what people do what they see others do. The children learn to work because they see adults around them working. They learn. There was a very cute video that went viral of 2 children that were dancing old school, and they were dancing the old school like their grandparents, because they see their grandparents dancing to old school jams every day, making all the moves. So they reflected what they see. When we were growing up, we Valentine's Day or celebrating another is like you will get a box of chocolate, or you get a rose, or you get cake, or you get a letter. We got letters. There were loads of letters that were saying love letter, I love you, written in secondary school. We got letters. In primary school, we got letters. I got letters.
Lots of time in primary school.
13-year-old even cake. Yes, cake. Yes, secondary school cake. Yes, you get cake. People save their money. Mr. Biggs, they save their money to buy cake for their loved one for their birthday and Valentine's Day. That was what was happening then, especially in Lagos, which is where it might be different in other states. But in Lagos, young 13, 14, 15, you could buy gifts for your loved one, someone that you're crushing on. So some of the very fine girls like Amaka like this, they will get plenty, a lot of things will come to them. So those things happen because that was what is raining. What is raining now is if you have money, you will flaunt the money. What the young boys see is, I want to spoil my girlfriend. Boom, throw money. Boom, throw money. That's what they see. So they would do what they are seeing being done. So I can't even blame them, because it didn't come out from their head. It came out from what they had seen. And if we want to change the results we are seeing, we need to change ourselves, the input we are projecting into those children. So yes, definitely popping champagne, whether it is fake champagne or the real thing. It's a secondary school, and it's a government secondary school, and they took champagne into class. I remember that when I was in school, there was a guy that was going to a neighbor of mine. He was doing it was an internet fraudster then, and he was talking about the fact that he doesn't go to school, that he bought his lecturer a generator, and that he will pass. So he has bought like 4 lecturers generator. There's no way he can't fail. See the thing? Because that generator was a big deal. The lecturer cannot afford a generator. So when a student is an internet fraudster and is making enough money to buy his lecturer generator, is assured of passing. So the moral decadence is is going down. Before it was university that they were taking bribe. Now secondary school taking bribe. Now it's getting even lower. The fiber. We need to do better. It's a societal thing.
Collect presents from
Hello. Who will stop the teacher?
Wait.
The ones that go on strike and they don't have generator.
Yes. Your child is getting sick, heat rash in the house constantly. And you have one child that his parent has not raised him properly, and he's doing yahoo. He wants to give you a generator to help your child that you are raising properly. That unfortunately, because you don't have money. See, I'm not trying to justify it, but there are circumstances of life that will make you compromise. It depends on what hits you. Let us not judge when a child collects something. Let me come to you, Ramatu, because for me, it's quite worrisome.
Yeah, so for me, I went to a boarding school, so we didn't experience all of these things.
Wasn't this bad?
Yes, so when you were talking about the cake and all of those things, we never, if our Valentine we come to pass, all we just do is we go and get, we used to have this bread and fish that we put inside. We buy for our friends and give them the one that we love or something. We do that. But for this particular distance, I think I'll fault the parents, because first of all, how did the guy get the boy? How did he get that kind of money? And new notes. That was what he was spraying. They said it was 5 naira, but whatever the amount is a lot. And see the way he was just, spraying it and all.
Owning them with money.
We sagged trousers, and it's a G. We were just doing it. And then the champagne. So for some schools, that's why I realized that there are some schools that allow kids to come in with transparent bags. When you are coming into school, they see everything that is inside. You see, all through that time that they were doing they were spraying and all of those things, no teacher was around, nothing, nobody. And just like you said, it's because it's a government school. Most government schools, there's that little neglect.
I think that, let us not judge it, because in private schools, they have their own. Some private schools, kids have phones, and they are texting each other. They're having video phone. We are seeing it. Lots of parents are complaining because their children have phones. You're giving your child a phone because you want that child to be able to communicate to you in case of any problem. But that child is now having WhatsApp messages, doing video calls with boys and girls, and they are opening their nakedness. So there are different levels in different schools. Depends on where which area you want to go into. There's a message I just got right now. It says, my daughter seems to be dating a different boy every few months. She's 13 years old. She's in high school, and we have talked a lot about respectful relationships. The messages I see on her phones are worrisome. She's kissing and touching and can't even tell her dad not to seem as a bad mother. What do I do? So these are the realities. Many mothers, we don't, our kids are not yet the teenage. I'm not sure my child, mine is in the preteen stage. Our kids are getting to this teenage very soon. And we're going to be faced with these realities. Children are becoming adults faster than we ever thought we could. So the things you're saying, oh, teach your children, don't touch my breast, don't touch my this, they have touched and forgotten that they've even touched. So we need to really bring this conversation to the point where we are being as real as possible. So what you see in the public school might be alcohol and spraying, but what you see in the private school is totally different ballgame. So now how do we find a way to help young teenagers who are already experienced in this matter, exposed, not experienced, exposed the word,
but they're exposed.
They're exposed to this kind of sexuality and malpractices.
Like for example, I can speak from my own experience. I went to a private school and the Catholic school, Marist, and then after Christmas, when we go back in January, we used to save and buy the Valentine gifts in January because it's now you'll be in school now for Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
But then what they used to do was the reverend brothers and stuff, they know that it's Valentine's Day, they know that our hormones, that we are boyfriend, girlfriend, right? So they'll camp everywhere. So if you're carrying, because usually we put it in school bags. So in school bags, you give your school son or school daughter, they'll be exchanging. The gifts will just begin left, right, and center. So they'll just be seizing Valentine gifts for everybody. Yes, because I can remember one time like that, as I was just lying down on my bed sleeping, and they called me and said that the principal is calling me. So what did I do? I'm here sleeping, Jeje. They said that there was goods on transit for me on Valentine's Day that was intercepted, and the love card and everything. I said, but it's not my own now. As I'm sleeping here. So yeah. So the schools, the authorities also have to put their eyes down. You understand? Because when parents parents at home, they are speaking to their children, they are talking, like you said, you're going to the days where you're going to tell a child, when someone touches your pee, no, call the name of that thing. It's not, let the child know what this is. What are they?
Amaka, make I shock you, calm down. You see, that's why I would have liked for all our coaches that we always have. Let them come here. These are the kind of shows that I want to hear from a coach. Because they will tell you these things, mention the name. Parents will do that. They'll tell you I've done that. They'll tell you since the child was 4, I was telling him the parts of the body. I was explaining to my son. I was guiding him. When a child is curious about something, there's hardly nothing you can do about it. So I think it's time for us to face the reality that these are our children. They are exposed. This is a phone. Even if you don't buy them a phone, your own phone,
and they
are seeing. Yes. So they may do their assignments, but they are flipping through all these videos. So it is there. Let us leave PP or no PP. They already have the information. It's now how do we talk to a child who has this information? How do we redirect their thing? Okay, yes, you see it. Yes, you know it. How do I help you to be more responsible with your choices?
So I'll share a few ideas on what I feel can be a solution. Number one is, the point is, idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Thank you.
We need to keep our kids busy.
Very busy.
Productively busy. Like, you are so busy. My son yesterday, this morning, was saying that I did yesterday and today's homework yesterday. I said, oh, I'll tell lesson teacher so that they will send the one you will do today. You don't have that time. When you will do, you have to be busy. On Saturdays, you are playing ball. Oh, you are doing basketball. Oh, yeah. Because if you don't have activities to help you remain productive, you have idle minds to start thinking and exploring opportunities that you have no business exploring. Sometimes, as a young girl, I didn't have the opportunity because I was so busy with church work. It was either fellowship, choir rehearsal, drama unit. There was just something back to back you had to go and do in church, and you would walk to church and walk back. So even in between that work, there were still some toasting, taking place between work, but I did not have time. If I did not go to church, they will call my mom and tell my mommy that I didn't show up in church. Informations will get back to my parents. So I was occupied positively. That's very, very important.
Let me go on a break. I want you to pause on that because this time thing you said, in our own time, it was doing secondary school, but we need to bring it to primary school now. How do you keep a primary school child that busy? Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. I choose to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person I used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, we're talking about an idle mind. Should I come back to you? You have another point?
Yes, I wanted to quickly drop another point that I feel is very important apart from idle mind. We need to strengthen our institution. Every country, we saw it with the insurrection in the US, that if you give people freedom, they will do and undo. Yes. But if the institution is strong enough to support them, the institution for children are the teachers. the challenge with private schools or public school, the teachers are so busy. Where they finish sitting, if you like, kill yourself and no send. That's the next. For private schools, like I don't want to lose my job, because if you chastise a child too much, the parents can come and rake, and then you might lose your job in school. So everybody is looking away. By the time we strengthen the institution that protects the children, we are able to provide support. Someone was telling me about how she, in her carelessness, sent nude pictures to her boyfriend then, and they broke up, and she's owing the boyfriend money, and the boy said he was going to release those nude pictures on social media, and she took it up with Lagos State DSR V units, took it to the police station. The way they treated the situation, she was so impressed. The person calmed down, jejely signed the letter and disclaimer that I will never release it if I'm released. Where the institution protects the people. Yeah. The advantage risk like this, people want to explore, but I cannot try myself. Or I would love to do this thing, but I can't try myself. So I believe that strengthening the institution, keeping people busy, then putting the fear of God. Some things I did not do because I knew God was watching me. Mommy will say, close your eyes. Talk about close your eyes. Can you see anybody? Even in that darkness, God is seeing you. When you die, nobody will see you, but you will still face God for judgment. So even when the things were shocking me, I know that if I close my eye, God is seeing me. Even when I die, I will give account for what I've done. So the fear...
Let me take this call from Funsho. Funsho, thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for this program. You see, when you started your program of business morning school, in fact, I was very, very surprised to see secondary school children doing this kind of a thing. I don't know, is it a crime for us to have a computer age, right? It's never a crime. But I don't know why these children of nowadays, instead of using it for a good thing, they decide to use it for a bad thing. In fact, in modern days, you cannot do this. But my own is, I think they should be punished. And this thing came from the parents. It's from the parents. If the children are well trained, they won't be doing this kind of thing. But I'm expecting the government to take action on this.
Government again. Okay.
Yes.
Government and this matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Funsho. Thank you for your.
I'm happy. I'll be very happy if the government, because last week we treated something that we said Australia they did this ban on TikTok, Instagram, and all of that. If the government can do something like that, so that all parents collectively,
and they wanted to do Twitter one day. I mean, when
collectively,
like
if for children before 18, it should be very good. Because what I get is I have teenagers and I know what I'm going through. Presently, sometimes I have a friend that is a child psychologist. I always make sure my daughter once in a while goes there. She comes to complain about one or two things, and I make her go see a therapist. We should normalize children seeing therapists in this country. It's something we don't do. It's not everything that a mother can do. You say, a mother, I've talked to my child, I've done this, I've done that. The peer group influence in school is very, very easy.
Okay, thank you, Ramatu, for taking me there.
Very, very
we'll
strong,
come to
especially
the peer group.
in boys.
I want us to talk about that peer group in a second.
Especially in boys, with boys. Yeah. You see, that peer group for boys is the girls' own. You see, let me tell you one thing with the girls' own.
You feel weird that you don't have a boyfriend.
The girls' own very soon, as small as small Chocomilo can cause problem, and the group will scatter. But you see, boys, if you notice boys, you see that the bond, they will continue with it. Even if you are a bad person in that clique, they will still carry you along. They will still be there for you, no matter how bad you are. And then somehow, and they easily get influenced with each other.
So let's go back to peer pressure in a second. There was something you said earlier. I'll come back to. Okay, no, let's have peer pressure. That peer pressure. I know psychologists have also tried to help us understand this peer pressure, because we blame parents. What are the parents doing? There are some children, no matter how you raise them in church, raise them with give them all the ammunition, all the training, how to be responsible children. The truth is, every child has a desire to be cool, to be among, to be in a group, to be accepted. So no matter how good they are, if they are accepted in a group, and that peer pressure is there, where there is one person who they feel is doing something that in their house is a taboo, but their curiosity is awakened. But it's in his own house, he's allowed to do it, and somehow he's getting away with it, and he's a cool guy. In my own house, it's a taboo. Something gingers him to actually want to go towards that person. So there's really nothing you can do with peer pressure. That's where the spiritual comes in, where some parents just say, all I can do is just pray. I have trained you. I have raised you well. I've given you all the address. The next thing is just ask God to help you, that everything that I have taught you, when this peer pressure comes, you are able to apply it and remember that you are taught differently from the house. So sometimes I want us to give some parents some credit because they do try the best they can. I'll take this. I'll come to you, Amaka. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Oh, I'm sorry I lost that call. Amaka, I want to jump in.
Yeah, so I said peer pressure is real, even for adults. How much more kids?
Exactly. God bless you.
Peer pressure, how much more children? So the thing is, like Thomas said, like at the end of the day, when they say train up a child in the way, and then because there's so many things that we tried growing up. But then because of our upbringing and values, even though we did some things, but then we still tried to hold back small because
we didn't go as far as we could have gone.
The same way you cannot advise someone that is in love. You cannot advise a curious child. You cannot. There's nothing you want to say. See, they see the end of that thing before they know. And then when the last person that called, he was talking about social media or the computer age a bad thing. It's not just about the computer age. During our times, we used to go to the library. Our parents to make sure that we are busy, go to the library. I loved reading, right? But then, because I loved reading, I was reading everything. I know. I was reading romantic novels, Mills and Boone. I'm such a romantic. As far as man and woman, the love is there. Rescuing somebody.
So did any horse bring flower?
And then you not find out that, and what you're reading, it sticks more in your brain.
Yes,
you're imagining.
You are having visual representation.
Yes, visual representation. You're reading all those magazines, and then it's just there, right? But so it has nothing to do with the other computer age, no computer age. It's always been there. It's always been there in different forms. So like I said, it's just the values, and let parents bring up your kids the right way. So even if they try.
Let me take I have a caller. Thanks for calling. You're live. Amina.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thanks very much. Madam Morayo, you said everything, almost all I wanted to say. The problem we have mostly now is not just parents. Majority of these parents are trying. But the peer group, the influence on our children is what is affecting most of these children. The influence is so strong that sometimes what the parents are doing at home becomes useless when the children get back from their house. I think all we need to do is to try our best and then leave the rest to God. To be frank, there's nothing anybody can do with the rest of social media influence that we have now. There's nothing that parents can do more than they are doing. So all we need to do is to put kids to prayer. It's not issue of government. The government has got nothing to do.
Exactly.
The government has got nothing to do with this. All we need to do is try our best and then leave the rest to God to do for us. Because I know how most of the parents are trying. But unfortunately, the children go out to pick other characters. You see children hiding kind of clothes that they don't use in the house. When they get out of the house, after closing school, they put on those things and then go about. You see? So these are not parents' efforts. We just say that God will our children's mind.
Thank you very much. I mean, I was remembering that when I first traveled at the age of 15. My brothers they've been living in the US for many years, so they have this American thing. She's just allow her, give her space. Not in Nigeria, we are be shielded. You shield a 15 or 16-year-old. But they still gave me some room. That small room they gave me, I was so excited. I went to school. I went on dates. I was, prom night. I was part of the whole. I want to experience prom night because we hear in gist of what prom night is like. You two want to, but something will be pulling you back. You are a Nigerian. Your mother's voice is in here. Yes. So whether we like it or not, children will be faced with these temptations. You just keep talking. You keep reminding, and hoping that whatever mistakes they make, they don't go too far. Because whether we like it or not, some children will make mistakes. Some will think they are perfect, but they made mistakes that we don't know.
Yes.
They kept it secret. Yes. Nobody knows.
I want to also talk about identity because, there's something that Praise always talks about when it comes to parenting. That you need to give children, you need to give them this identity, this ideal of who you are. So for me, it is that, you are a child of God. I remember being in a relationship and my mom kept saying, like, in the next few years, the person you become, you don't want to be in that family. I think that was, like when they sell you that, like you are more than this, so these people, this person you are thinking is your love of your life. In the next few years, you would be you would feel like this is beneath you, and that don't sell yourself cheap unless somebody come and not start saying, I'm the reason she is where she is today, or you will not even be where you want to be because of the relationship. So giving children the identity of you're made for more. How can you be spraying money? That's what some people do now. It's like when they say they're putting tattoo on their bodies, and somebody will say nobody puts bumper sticker on Bentleys. It's a case of you are a Bentley. If you are Moluwe, you can patch it anyhow. But there are Moluwes and there are Bentleys. Do you want to be a Moluwe or do you want to be a Bentley? Identity. This is who you are. So the person is aspiring for this kind of life. It will not mean they will not still try. But even in that trying, they remember, I am a Bentley. I'm not a Moluwe.
Let me take this call from Wale. Wale, thanks for calling. Oh, I'm so sorry. See, there's another part that we've not talked about.
Okay. So I wanted to say something about the peer group pressure, right? So I want to talk about how I usually handle peer group this thing amongst my kids. So there are times that they come. I always make sure that I know their friends and the clique that they belong to, and then I'll ask them, okay, why do you like this particular person? What is unique about this person? Once they tell me, and I start noticing, maybe once in a while they come and tell me something the person has done bad, I start, talking to them on how they can leave that person. Because most times, yes, I know that we parents, we are trying, but I can tell you there are some parents that are not even doing so much for their children.
Yeah.
So, and when they get to school, they go to mix up with all these people. And your own influence is less for me. Like for me, that my child is in
boarding house. Yeah,
is less. So I always talk to them. I'll talk to them about that peer group, and I'll tell him, okay, look, this person, I won't tell him that I don't want the person to be your friend, but I think this is what is. This is your own characteristics. This is what will fit. These are the kind of.
Let me take this call. I don't want to lose Wale again. Okay. Good morning, Wale. You're live. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you, ma. This is Mr. Wale from Kenya.
Go ahead, please.
I love that piece of program. It's all encompassing, and I know that definitely it's going to have very big influence in how to right the wrongs of our society. But I want to be very blunt in it. As far as my concern is concerned, I've been watching your program. Number one, I want to ask the whole house, is this program feminine in nature, or does it cover, both male and female gender? Because most of the time when I hear about complaints and that, you talk of more female than especially our children. The person that is talking to you is an elderly person, a grandfather. So, but when I hear most of the time, they did this to me, it's always female thing. We have a lot of boys that are along the street that are being abused by elderly women, or more that are experienced than them. Perhaps all of them. During riots, during everything, they are out. Because you don't have to rent here.
Mr. Wale, let me respond to you. I totally appreciate what you said, and I think you're very right. Yes, this show is about women, and the idea really is for women expressing their views, their unique views based on where they're from. But the issue you have raised concerning boys is very crucial, and it's something that even we are quite concerned about. And we do bring up these issues of boys and girls. But I would like to challenge you, Mr. Wale, because it's important we also have men. It would be good to see men seated on television talking about boys, talking about how to raise men, how to protect boys from these predators, women, how to raise boys as adolescents, that to be more responsible. It would be great to see a show with where men sit down and discuss it also. We have a show also on TVC called Black Table. So we have this conversation. So there are shows where we are trying to help young boys also to build self-confidence. So this show in particular is for women, but absolutely men also have to have a show, and we also address male issues.
I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that.
All right, sir.
You know, around the Keja here, there are a lot of things that is happening. This Priya Abiola way, I am telling you reality. A lot of young girls, they will be selling these shell granules different brands of fruits till 11 a.m. 11 p.m. Sorry.
Young girls selling
I am telling you.
Are not on the road of product availability 11 p.m. Yeah. And I think that's very important. But you see, the likelihood is to say government should come and send them from the road. But we are the government, and we must take responsibility. Community participation. You can't see a child on the street and leave the child alone on the street. It would require time. If all of us look the other way, the Samaritan story in the Bible, where a few people were rushing to do their activities, they abandoned. The Samaritan would have died if the injured person would have died if nobody said, "Let me help you to get to the hospital." So if you see people on the road, you feel like this child should not be there, have a conversation, find out where does this person stay, see if you can support him, saying, we have to take these children off the road. The fact that young girls are getting a lot of advocacy for them is because some women stood up to say, I suffered. No young girl will suffer what I suffered. If men too stand up and say, I suffered, I would not let the boy child also suffer. Simple. You start advocacy for boy. Don't be jealous of the advocacy for the girl child. Simple. Acknowledge the advocacy for the girl child, and you lead your advocacy for. You've diverted our conversation to talk about the boy child, which is good, but we need to have more men put their money and their time to support the boy child advocacy.
Absolutely. Exactly. Let me take this call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, sir. Justice.
Sir, I really appreciate this topic, and I'm really enjoying the conversation. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Go ahead, please.
Okay. You see, this topic is a very important topic to not just to the peer group, not just to the family, to the parents, but to the economy at large.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, these things you see these children doing, that they didn't just learn it from the social media. They didn't just learn it from peer group. They didn't learn it from the fact that the parents were not trained. They learned it from the situation of the economy. One, if you look at our leaders and the prominent men of Nigeria, the wealthy and the rich men of Nigeria, if you look at their lifestyle, mostly they operate in this manner. Okay. Now, I was watching the video. You see, someone asked how did they get the money? We all know that this money was gotten from internet cybercrime. Now, the economy has taught them that this is the way to make quick money, in which out of 100% of Nigerian youth and teenagers, 70% are indulged in this act. Now, if they get this money, and many of them have this money in excess, how do we expect them to use the money? One, they must use the money in this way. Now, let me now reflect to the government. Now, if you look at the school, the class they are, look at the class they are. Is it worth to be a class? That should be a factor we should be considering. If that class is not worth to be a class, if these children have this money, this is the best way they can think of spending it. Now, I'm in an environment where this act is rampant. You wake up in the morning, you see this act, you sleep in the night, you see this act. Now, if the government come, like what I was telling some time ago, you see, the Americans, this is how they live their life.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I think we lost that call. There's a part we've not talked about, the role of the fathers. Because many would argue that homes where you have maybe very strict parenting, kids find solace outside. They find friendship outside. But where you have loving parents or loving fathers, especially fathers, there's a way where even when these temptations come for using drugs or having all these vices or even sexual promiscuity, you are able to almost control yourself because you know you don't want to disappoint your father. He's a role model to you. He adores you, and because of that, that's like a pull. When you have somebody who was raised, who beats you up, who is very aggressive, you are scared of coming to him with when those feelings are coming. And then you look for solace outside. So what's the role of not just fathers, but also mothers? Those mothers usually, we try to talk. Some they're absentee mothers, no doubt. Yeah. They're absentee mothers who are not even talking to their children at all. They are busy making money or busy doing it. That's there. So we need present mothers, but also more importantly, present fathers. Because sometimes many of these children, there's that absent parenting such that they're looking for where they can find love. Because some of these parents will admit to you that, okay, yeah, I'm not usually there. But their children are getting involved because they feel that that's where they get the friendship, that's where they get the high, the companion from their friends, the accolades, the validation from their friends. That is the high they're looking for. They don't get that at home. So let us discuss a bit about parenting and how we can be better parents. Yes, I'm not trying to blame parents, but there's a role fathers and mothers play, particularly in this.
So, yes, I believe that the tool to fight peer pressure is confidence. And for, like you said, the father figure, instilling and building your child's self-confidence is absolutely everything. Do you understand? I'm lucky, I'm privileged that, I have a loving father and a present father that told me how beautiful I am, how smart I am, how I can be everything. And that was instilled in me. And it made me, when I had friends and I had my group, I wasn't moved. I was always the one influencing other people, not the other way around.
Yeah, the influencer, we can tell.
And do you understand? Because of the prompt, my father prompted me so much confidence. Okay,
pause you because I was going to talk about the school's issue. This, they are online, Google, or the classroom. It's part of the problem, but we have to cut off. I'm told that TVC News needs to cut off because there's a Nigeria Customs Service event. Stakeholders meet with traditional and new associates, and they're going live from our Abuja studio. So we have to cut off from the TVC News, but those of you watching us online can continue watching, and those watching on GOTV and StarTimes can also continue to watch us. So,
no, I haven't finished.
Yes, you are
okay, yes. So, and then it was also important, like my dad could acknowledge the fact that I was a teenager and that there was crushes and everything. And he would tell me that if a guy, then back in the day when someone comes to visit you or you walk, people keep walking back and forth. I walk to my house, you will now walk back to your house, will now walk back again. My father would say, when a man comes to see you or you have a male visitor, your classmates, a man you can never go to the gates or stand outside the gate to meet a man. I knew that since I was a child. A man, my father said, a man must come inside. That's the man that respects you. And you come inside, you greet my parents, you sit down, you have the conversation. That's how I was brought up. So I was not shy around men. I had my confidence because I was brought up that there's no need to hide. By the time my father talks to you, next time my father will tell you, please come again. When you come again, he's gisting with you. You find out that,
But the problem is, all these are lessons. We now have to bring it a notch lower because it's no more at that level. It's now at the level of primary, secondary school, junior secondary school. Where now, so do I start telling my 10-year-old, 11-year-old daughter that a man must come and see you in the house? Is that the kind of conversation we start having now?
But she has classmates that are boys that they visit.
But
they visit.
Some
don't visit.
Anyway, for me, parenting is quite difficult this period because the way I was brought up is totally different. So I'm really struggling with this, especially the talking about the sexual part before. Nobody talked to me at my age.
You just figured it out.
Yeah, I just figured it out on my own. I read books and all. So, and the fact that, you're saying that your dad would tell you when you come to see a guy, you come inside. There was a time my dad came to see me in school. And I was, there was bonfire. We went, I was just looking. He called me out. And when he called me, when I went back home, I didn't come back to school for 2 weeks.
Wow.
He said,
she's in bonfire?
Yes, I was in bonfire. He said, he came, he didn't meet me in the library. I was in bonfire. She is not ready to school. She's not going to school now. I'm a current that age, but she wants to play. So let her, I think she wants to get married, in fact. It took a whole lot, beg before he allowed me to go back to school after 2 weeks.
After that,
but everybody, I didn't try it again. If I see bonfire like this, I say, no, bad one, I don't go.
When I come back, we continue this conversation. Hopefully, get some solutions. Let's prepare some comments on social media. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show. You for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
You're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No, sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some sports.
That woman.
Damn, damn.
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah?
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter. Tope had a question, yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to say something based on what she said because one of the things that helps and has reduced in our society is discipline. Of course, when we say discipline, the first thing that comes to people's mind is corporal punishment, which is not what I'm talking about. Discipline as per, I love you enough to create boundaries for you so that you don't go haywire. Those boundaries are crucial. The lack of boundaries is what will get somebody to do anything they want to do. They have absolute freedom, which absolute freedom leads to insanity. So I think that parents nowadays are so busy. The economic reality of raising a family has put a lot of pressure on parents. So we have a lot of absentee parents, and our children are being raised by housemaids. And neighbors or nobody is raising them. We need to bring back discipline. What she said about her dad, there's some things you cannot try it when we're growing up that our children do now. We say, it's freedom, let them be. It's in the being that you will start seeing things that you don't want to see. So we need to bring in discipline. The not fear, but like you must hold your parents in such high esteem that if your parents say what you did is a disappointment, your heart would shake because you hold your parents in high esteem. Parents need to get back into that space so that there is a level of my parents must not find out. Mommy must not find out. Daddy must not find out. If you tell your mommy this is going to go bad, how many of our children feel that way about us right now? It's something we should go back and think about. Not fear, love, motivating, discipline might help us to avoid some of these things going forward.
Let's take a few comments on social media. I know there are a few.
So there's one that said, why is the man caller intimidated by female program? This program has always balanced the equation.
Somebody says, Maria says, the woman should involve her husband so they should scold or talk to her together. Even in churches, it happens. She should also monitor the company she keeps. I have to tell the girl to leave my daughter alone when I discover she's a bad influence. Mothers will keep talking. So I agree in the scolding part. What?
He said I have to tell a daughter to leave my tell a girl to leave a friend to leave my daughter alone.
Yes.
Parents should start saying this. You know, this is our nice parenting.
I was telling you about.
This is our nice parenting.
This is what I was telling about peer group.
Confident enough to approach a bad someone that you feel is a bad influence and tell the person, I don't want this relationship anymore. It might not look. It might look to you like you are being extra helicopter parenting. You are not being kind, but you know what you are trying to achieve. You are raising your child. If at the end of the day they don't like you, they don't need to like you, but you know your child will turn out better. If you feel that this group of people are negative influence, it might make your child feel embarrassed. I know many of us will say, my mom. My mom is a race to power. She would embarrass me, come to school, shout my name. If you're not in the hotel, you're not in the hostel where you're supposed to be in the hostel. I was in university. All those kind of impromptu visits because she wants. Everybody knows my mom. So I think it's important that we parents sort this nice parents.
Yeah.
But you must
be friends.
You must hold on to.
Must be Nima.
Yes, but I quite disagree to a large extent.
I'll take this call, Mira. I'll come to you, Robert. Iye from Oshogbo. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I've actually heard all of you are speaking, and I feel like I'm speaking from the same aspect, and I want to talk.
I can't hear you very well, Ian.
Can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
It's not clear, but go ahead, please.
Okay, I said I heard what you all have to say, and I feel like you're talking from like the parent aspect, and I'm actually a teenager, so I just want to talk from like the child aspect, if I can proceed.
Can't hear.
Ian, I'm sorry we couldn't hear that. Ramatu was saying something.
I said I quite disagree with Tope to a large because you going to meet the child and telling the child don't be with my child. I don't think it's in your place to do that. What I will do is I'll talk to my child. I'll see a way. I'll look for a way of making my child leave that child on their own. That way you are teaching the child. You are teaching your own child how to make friends and how to, if you don't like this kind of friend, I can leave that friend. So that's the way you are going to, you teach your child that. But instead of you going there,
you do both. Talk to the child. Me, I'm of the opinion when a child is young, you do both. I've had while I was growing up, my mom challenged her friend. Like she heard I was in a relationship with someone, and she was like, "You saw my friend, my daughter visiting this person. You did not tell me. You didn't warn her. You are not a good friend." That like point blank. Because if I see your own child going in a way that is going astray, I will call you. I will tell the child, I will take, because we need to do this thing together. So you have to be able to call out what you feel is bad without the fear of whether you are embarrassed or not. When a child becomes adult, yes, you don't get involved. But if it is a young child, they keep calling your child to come and come to club. You know this person is always sending a message, come and meet us in the club, come and meet us in the club, but leave my son alone. Yeah. He's not going to the club.
And the truth is that no child has ever died of embarrassment.
I'll come back. No child has died of embarrassment.
Kelechi, thanks for calling your line.
Embarrass you to stoop or safe.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Please, can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask this question to Papa. She started by talking about, I like her disposition. She talked about, she started by talking about raising your child, bringing God into it, giving them, making them making them productive and all that. Let us talk about discipline and identity. Now, I want to ask you something. Is it possible to raise a child? Someone talks about God too much. I respect that. Okay, fine. But is it possible to raise a child without bringing religion into it? I mean, professionally.
I didn't get the question.
Is it possible to what?
Hello? I said, is it possible to instill discipline in a child without bringing God and religion into it?
Instill discipline in a child without...
Can you hear me very well?
It's a bit muffled, but...
Without bringing religion.
I said, is it possible to raise a child? Is it possible for a parent to raise a child, to instill discipline in a child without bringing God and religion into it? Can the child grow very well without Godism and Catholicism? Is it possible? That's just my question.
Okay.
Thank you, Kelechi.
Yes. Right. Is it possible to raise a child with discipline without bringing religion into it? Religion for me is personal. No, religion is personal, but the religion we're bringing into it is the ideology. Every human being must be raised in an ideology. You must have a way you see the world. The Western world have their ideology on how they raise their children. As a Christian, I would bring in my faith-based ideology to raise my child to understand who they is, because their identity is linked to their how they see themselves, their identity, their ideology. So, if there is no human being that doesn't have an ideology, the Buddhist has an ideology. If you don't give them religious ideology, they will collect the one that they will get from somewhere else. That's why people would get to another country and they will change their orientation, change how they see the world, change how they dress, change
their
who
name,
they are, change their sex. And say, this is who I am, because you did not give them an ideology, a sense of who you are. An ideology is so important. People blow up themselves based on an ideology. So it's important that you have an identity and a backbone to support your identity. Then you now give it to your children. It strengthens their resolve more to be able to fight them.
Yeah, because why doesn't the ritualist or the DBI use their own children or use themselves? Because they know the difference between right and wrong, and they must, no matter how bad you are, you must love something. Something must be important to you. So regardless of religion, we know the difference between right and wrong, and then whether you believe in religion or not, you know how to raise your child or train your child, because it embodies the essence
we have of you. Okay, go ahead. What the other point?
Yeah.
So I was going to try to bring this home, because a few things we've learned. There are lots of parents who are watching this, and they're going through this phase where their teenage daughters or teenage sons are experimenting sexually, or are getting into vices of alcohol, getting into drug abuse. They are misbehaving, and they are feeling that, listen, what have I done wrong? And they are blaming themselves. First things first, stop blaming yourself. There's nowhere you cannot start. Like, you can start from today to start changing and redirecting things. First things we've learned so far, number one, is that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So keep your children busy. Don't wait till they're in university or second. From primary school, let's start keeping them busy. I think many of us forget that important part. So especially those of us that are middle class-ish, you have a help, you have a driver, you have one auntie, they're doing the chores. So the kids are not doing any chores. They're not washing, they're not cleaning, they're not sweeping, they're not doing anything, they don't have an extracurricular activity. So after they've done their homework, they go to their bedrooms and they're by themselves on the phone. They're on WhatsApp, or they're on Snapchat, or they're on whatever it is, chatting YouTube, and sextexting. Yeah, on YouTube, and they're sextexting. And these are things that are reality. So we need to keep these children on a schedule. 2 o'clock you're doing this, 3 o'clock you're doing this. So they are bombarded. They will not die from being bombarded. That's number one. Number two, we need the fathers, the mothers, all to be involved. So everybody has a role to play. Mothers will keep talking. Right? Fathers, as you said, that they need, because many of our fathers are raised to be very aggressive. I'm the man here, I'll beat you. And we take that approach. That approach probably worked for us growing up. But in these children's lives, if you keep doing that aggression, they'll find somewhere else. So they won't see you as somebody they want to come to. They're scared. So when their bodies are changing, their private parts are coming out, they're looking for somebody who's not going to judge them, because they feel that daddy will judge me, he will shout at me. So they don't even bother. So we have to be very careful how we talk to these children. What else have we learned so far? Then schools. We didn't touch on this. I don't know if you guys have experienced all these schools. The schools trying to be modern. They now tell my children all their assignments are online. I'm trying to tell them no tablets, no computer.
Yeah.
We have our homework to do, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So the schools have gotten to the point.
Discuss at PTA meetings.
Yes.
Parents need to discuss it at PTA meetings. We should go. I know that we're all on tech level.
Yes, we're trying to
can
be.
Our parents, can our teachers give our children homework?
Proper homework.
At least 3 days without being. They should have 3 days of gadgets free.
Exactly.
Learning.
Yeah, all
Right now,
assignments
every day.
Yes.
They are on the laptop.
It doesn't make any sense because we need rules. I want to see maybe once or twice a week you're on the tablet, but they're constantly saying, "Mommy, our homework is on the Google Classroom. Our homework is on TeachMeet."
And once
thinking,
they start, they
yes, they'll deviate.
One screen is my children would have put earpiece. They are watching. They are doing TeachMeet though. But inside their ear,
they are listening to
music.
Yes.
Then there's a small. They would shrink the Google, YouTube to the side, and we watching something else.
So schools are not helping.
Yes.
No, they need,
because influence of games. Because a friend of mine, the son was from playing games, was chatting and being very friendly because he's a quiet boy and very reclusive. His friends now became older guys.
Yes, you don't know them
because they're playing games and they were having influence and over him as a child. And when she found that, it was like horrific. Like, how can a child be friends with all these old men that are playing games and teaching him nonsense?
Exactly. So that's why the schools should help. In fact, that's the topic for a different day.
Yes.
Because everybody wants to be all techie, we are modern. They are competing with each other on how techie their schools are. But those things are damaging our children because it's bad enough that they have our phones. Now they're having it for a longer time because assignments have joined. So please, we need to have a conversation. Then you talked about strengthening institutions. That when the decisions surround our children, our homes, must be strengthened where if I can't talk to my father, I know that the guidance counselor can help me, can link me up to somebody to protect me. So those systems within the schools must be strengthened, and even government. And there's one more thing, peer pressure. There's nothing we can do with peer pressure. Peer pressure is there to stay. So it is the words you're telling your children that will be ringing in their ears as they're being pressured to misbehave. So you can't really stop it. And if they misbehave, just pray to God that they are able to retrace themselves. That's where the spiritual comes in. You're constantly praying, say, Father Lord, even though this child, I know I raised him well. Please, God, let this be. Because I know when I traveled, I tried cigarette. Because I was like, finally, there's nobody asking me. I tried it. I must try this thing. I didn't like it. If I liked it, I would have continued, but I just didn't like it. And I kept thinking,
it is the prayers.
This is prayers. Mom is in Nigeria, they're praying.
Cigarette is yes. My state, we take cigarettes.
And that is you. In my own I grew up. That is bad. So when I traveled
to a party, as they brought in the drink like this, very, very hot drink, all the single babes were just stretching hand, pouring in their cup. Me, I was like, when I was single, I did not near alcohol at all. You as a babe, just stretch your hand and collect spirits, brandy and rishi, and you are pouring it inside party. I say, ew. It's not wife material, because me, you are wife material. You cannot be touching.
Why are you thinking this thing now? Or
I'm saying, I'm still thinking it just this Saturday.
You must be a joker, right? Are you kidding?
We are different.
Oh, wake up, girl. Wake up.
Don't wake up, please let her do. You wake up in your own area.
Let her be there. I don't drink, but I don't think like that.
People should be allowed to. So, let's just continue to talk to our children and hope that they will listen and these things will help them when they are faced with life choices. That is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.